Good morning, students. Hope you all are well. Let's continue our chapter 3 games at twilight. Till now, students, you have seen that how children were anxious to come out of their houses, and when they were successful in convincing their mother to give them permission to play out, they forgot all their commitments and became crazy to play out in the garden. When they started their game, the question arose that who would be it. After chanting a song, it was decided that Raghu would be it. Though he was not ready, but he had to start the game. One of the boys, Ravi, had slipped through the crack and entered into the another shed, which was next to the garage. Now, we'll start the new paragraph. Ravi then shivered with delight, with self-congratulation, with fear. It was dark, spooky in the shed. It had a muffled smell. Ravi had once got locked into the linen cupboard and sat there weeping for half an hour before he was rescued. But at least the cupboard had been a familiar place and even smelled pleasant. But the shed smells of rats, dust and spider webs, and it was dark. Except for the cracks along the door, there was no light. After a while, he could hear Raghu coming back to the shed. Ravi curled himself into a ball, almost relieved to hear Raghu. It made him feel protected. Here, shivered means trembled. Spooky in the shed means it looks ghostly, and it's muffled means suppressed. When the things are not moved for a long time, the smell like muffled smell it comes. And linen cupboard means a cupboard for storing sheets, towels, etc. Now here, when Ravi was successful in duping Raghu, he was trembling with fear and pleasure. He was very happy when he was successful in hiding, and even he was congratulating himself for this. It was dark and frightening. It also had muffled smell. He remembered the incident when he was locked accidentally into the linen cupboard for half an hour. That was a familiar place and known, and also had a pleasant smell. But the place where he was now was dark and smelled of rats, dust and spider webs. It was completely dark. There was no light except the cracks along. After some time, when he heard the footsteps coming back to the shed, he curled himself, means folded himself into a ball, which made him feel protected. But Raghu soon moved away. There wasn't a sound once his footstep receded. Ravi stood frozen inside the shed. Something had tickled the back of his neck. It was an insect. He killed it and wondered how many more creatures were watching him. Now, receded means moved away. Now, Raghu soon moved away from there when he found no one there. Ravi stood for a long time, which froze him inside the shed. He felt that something was there on the back of his neck. Within a second, he killed it and frightened, and he was thinking of many more creatures who were watching him. After standing in the position for long, his legs began to tremble with the efforts. By now, he could see enough in the dark to make out the shapes of old wardrobes, broken buckets, and bedsteads around him. He recognized an old bathtub. Patches of enamel glimmered at him. Now here he was very tired and his legs began to tremble. After standing for a long time, he started to recognize all the dumped things like broken buckets, bedstead means the frame of a bed, then bathtubs which had patches of enamels and it was shining in the dark. He contemplated slipping out of the shed. He wondered if it would not be better to be captured by Raghu as long as he could be in the sun, the light, the garden, and the familiarity of his brothers, sisters, and cousins. It would be evening soon. The parents would sit out on the lawn on cane chairs and watch them as they ran around the garden or gathered to share mulberries or jamun from the garden trees. The gardener would sprinkle water and there would be the sweet scent of water on dry earth, the loveliest scent in the world. Ravi sniffed for a whiff of it. He half rose, then heard the despairing scream of one of the girls as Raghu came upon her. There was accusing sobs of "I touched the Dane." Now here, contemplated means thought about, and sniffed means to inhale through nose, and whiff means slight smell of something. These words you can see in the last third line. Ravi sniffed for a whiff of it. Okay, now contemplated, I told you that thought about. So he thought to slip out of the shed. He was sitting and thinking there that he would not be successful. If he would not be successful, then he could be in the garden with his brothers, sisters, and cousins instead of staying in that ghostly place. He was worried that it would be evening and his parents would be in the garden to look after them. As they ran about the garden, they used to run about in the garden to share jamuns from the garden. He was also thinking of the gardener who would sprinkle water, and he was missing that scent of water on the earth. Now thinking of all this, he just sniffed means he just inhaled through the nose to smell the sweet smell of the earth when the water is sprinkled on the earth. So thinking of all this, he just stood half and heard the scream of the girl who was caught by Raghu, and the sounds that was coming, that I touched the den. All this sobbings and complaining. So you did not, and then silence again. Ravi sat back and decided to wait a bit longer. It grew darker in the shed as the light at the door grew softer, fuzzier. Evening, twilight. The sound of water gushing, falling, the scent of earth receiving water and releasing that green scent of freshness. Through the crack, Ravi saw the shadows of the shed and the garage. Beyond that, the white walls of the house. Could he hear the children's voice? It seemed to him that he could hear them chanting, singing, laughing. But what happened to the game? How could it be over when he was still not found? Now, when he heard that the girl was sobbing that I touched the game, and the shouting was there that you did not, and then the silence was again. Now Ravi decided to wait for a bit longer. It was evening and the darkness grew in the shed. Ravi could hear the sound of water falling on the earth. He could also smell the scent of the freshness. He was surprised to find that the children's voice had faded. He found that the games had stopped, and he can hear that the children were chanting, laughing and singing. Now here you can see that the games at twilight means evening time, when the lights was faded and children still was playing. It then occurred to him that he could have slipped out long ago, dashed across and touched the den. It was necessary to do that to win. He had forgotten this and had only remembered the part of hiding. Now, after hiding for long, he realized that he could have slipped out of that shed and touched the den to win that game. But he had forgotten that and only remembered the part of hiding. Means there are two parts, either to come out or touch the den, or to hide for a long time. So in this way he can win the game. But he remained there in the den and forgotten to come out and touch the den to win the game. With a whimper, he burst through the crack and stumbled across the shadowy yard. He flung himself at the white pillar and bawled. Then, his voice broke with rage and pity and tears. I won, he continued to bawl. Raghu didn't find me. I won. Now, here you can see whimper. Whimper means what? Sound made to express pain, fear or unhappiness. And bawled means what? Wept noisily. So here he came out through the crack and shouted. Now who is he here? Ravi. Ravi came out through the crack and shouted loudly with fear, or we can say pain. He was very upset, we can say angry, and weeping continuously and keep on shouting, then I won. Raghu didn't find me. So he was very angry, and he was just continuously weeping noisily and telling them that he won the game. It took the children a minute to grasp what he was saying. They had quite forgotten him. Raghu had found all other long ago. There had been a fierce fight about who was to be the next. So much so their mother made them change to another game. Then they had played another and another, broken mulberries and eaten them, helped the driver wash the car, helped the gardener water the beds, till he swore them that he would complain to their parents. The parents had come out and sat on the cane chairs. They had begun to play again, sing and chant. All this time, Ravi had disappeared from their minds. Now here, why he was weeping and whimpering? He was weeping and whimpering because he was ignored in that game, and he remained in the dark for a very long time, which made him upset, and that's why he was whimpering. Now here, when he was shouting, children were surprised to see him, that how they had completely forgotten him. Raghu had found all others long ago except him. There was an extreme fight among them, that who would be the it again. The fight was so intense that their mother forced them to change the game, and in this way he was forgotten. And then they played another game, and they did all sorts of activities which they used to do, like eating mulberries, helping the driver to wash the car, helping the gardener to water the saplings. Now Ravi in this keep on shouting and complaining that he would complain about them, that they had forgotten, and he remained in that dark place. But the children were busy in their playing, singing and chanting again. Meera said, "Stop howling. Ravi, if you want to play, you can stand at the end of the line." The game proceeded. Ravi could not bear it. He would not to be included in this game. He had wanted victory and triumph, not a funeral. But he had been forgotten, left out, and he would not join them now. How could he face being forgotten? He felt his heart so go heavy. He lay down on the damp grass, crushing his face into it, silenced by the sense of his insignificance. So the game had started, and Ravi could not tolerate this. When he was continuously complaining, Meera asked him to stop howling and instructed to stand at the end of the line if he wanted to play with them. So in this way they started their game, and Ravi could not tolerate this behavior. He was not ready to play with them. He wanted victory. He wanted to taste the victory. He became very sad. His heart became very heavy. He felt ignorant, means unimportant, and he was very sad. He lay down on the grass with heavy heart, and he had tears in his eyes, crushing his face in the damp grass. He felt that he was ignored and felt that he was unimportant in their eyes. So I hope you understood this chapter, and question answers will be provided next week. Thank you for listening.